Um, Greetings, everyone. My extensive regards to everybody. Well, it's an honor to be part of this short documentary, if you like, initiated by Nasir Press Club. Well, actually, Nasir Press Club, what we do precisely are three. One, we educate. Two, we inform. And three, we entertain. Looking at the educational aspect of it, we educate through different means, or we educate in different forms. We have what we call Creative Corner. This area we have writers among ourselves, or should I call them would-be writers, who would be most of the time writing stories, sometimes poems. Others will be writing hosts of articles, and the list goes on. And when that is pasted on the notice board, so many students get access to that, and when they read those stories, they tend to be inspired. We educate equally when it comes to academic form. For example, the debate. We are the first club in the school to introduce what we call the British parliamentary style, that is the BP system. This, according to research, is the most adopted form of debate across the world, in tertiary institutions. We call it the BP system, and we've been doing very well. We, participated in competitions really regionally as well as nationally, and I believe we won a lot of trophies. So all these are things that we do. We entertain. Normally, this is one of the giant clubs in this school. We do conduct what we call skits, short dramas, and students, by performing those, they try to arouse their listeners, educative, short and precise. So we entertain in different forms. So this is one of the examples, or one of the things that we do here. Equally, we inform reliably, because this is a club whereby we have reporters at the beginners level, if you like. Because the club, we have different sections. We have those that report, those that write poems, those that write articles, those that interview teachers and students as well with regard to contemporary matters. So how we inform, we try to interview teachers. Anything that is affecting the school, anything that is a concern that we believe and should be addressed, we interview the right authorities so that a solution can or could be offered, right? So we have been doing that also for a very long time. If you look at Nasir Press Club, this is a very good club, because we've been inspiring so many students. Some of our ex-members are doing very well in different institutions, and we set the stage for them here. The likes of Fodemane, class of 2019, he was a bona fide member of this club. He used to do reporting here, sport reporting, societal issues, school matters, etc. The likes of Mahmoudou is also currently a student at the University of the Gambia. He is also doing very well when it comes to the writing aspect. The likes of Messeng, still class of 2019. So, and the list goes on, those of others. In fact, even Aliou Sinayoko, who is currently pursuing a law degree at the University of the Gambia. Look at Aliou. There is another Aliou, can't remember the surname now, but he's also class of 2020. He's also studying journalism as a field. So precisely, we have inspired so many students, and some of them are doing very well. For the money, most of us, if not all of us, must have known him. He, at some point, being a part-time reporter for QTV. So he's been doing very well. So really, the influence of this club cannot be overemphasized. Well, these are some of the things that we prepared for you. Stay connected and you will be entertained. Of course, indeed, you learn, and at the same time, you will be inspired. Thank you.
Dunia kumba, dunia kumbo, bintang malang dalam masa nila. Dunia kumbo, dunia kumbo, bintang malang dalam masa nila. When I become the past, do not feel sad to cry. Do not feel sad to cry, because you will feel like going out there to grab me from where I am. And all of a sudden, you will feel strengthless, powerless, and motionless. Because it will be proven to you that you cannot bring me back to the land of the living. So when I become the past, do not feel sad to cry. Do not feel sad to cry, because the loneliness and boredom that my death is going to make you experience will be an unforgettable experience. The sickness of me being away will never get medication. Those days when I was annoying like an old woman. Those days when we fight like soldiers in a battle. Those days when excitement moments were like birds flying in the air will all become memories. Memories that will make you flow your tears like a river. When that accomplishes its mission on me, you thinking of me will be longer than Mountain Everest, deeper than River Niger, and sharper than a sword of an emperor. So when I become the past, do not feel sad to cry. Do not feel sad to cry out loud like a newborn baby. Pray for my entrance to Jannah as I embark on the journey of no return. Longodala masane yela. Muleka dingana batala saya lewono dunia. Saya te jontula dunia. Saya te jontula dunia. Saya te baila mume.
The 21st century. This is the century where adultery, bribery, corruption, and manipulation is the order of the day. Where women have been victimized, terrorized, and vandalized. Where girls have been toyed with, men been fooled and deceived. Where morality is exchanged for immorality. This is the century where people believe in nepotism and favoritism. This is the century where he say, she say, we say, and all they say is all that is hard. This century is a den. When light comes, everywhere becomes bright. But when darkness comes, everyone becomes frightened. So this is the 21st century. And I am ashamed to say I live in this century.
By-election, general election, primary election, re-election, when it's time for election, selection, conclusion, and even decision. Let us elect the best out of the rest. You know why I say let us elect the best out of the rest? So that you will not say, if I knew, I not ballot vote for him or her. When it comes to election, let's select a person who have got the intellectual. But sometimes I wonder some masses vote according to their clan and some masses vote according to their tribe. When it comes to election, let's say no to tribalism, nepotism, corruption, and even heterosexism.
Trust me like trust bank when I say you shall rise. It depends on the zeal, deal, and will like Nelson Mandela's dream for justice, tranquility, and equality of the blacks in the 1950s to 60s. Letting the negative-minded set of people to poison your positive mindset is as disastrous as an earthquake, so be warned. Shine bright past the diamond. Be determined like Gucci, fashionable like Gucci, and dream big as you are born to be freaky. Trust me when I say you are the best version of yourself. The power of self-reliance, dictates and esteem are the kind of pleasures one could ever embrace. So, be as cunning as a serpent and as harmless as a dove. You are as beautiful as Bandita, as cunning as Baruka, as brave as Kunta Kinte, and as smart as Missy. So, be motivated. Isn't easy to succeed, but as easy as ABC to let go. Stepping back isn't an option, but a caption for your biggest foe, so be wise. I swear with no fear that I can bear and share my thoughts. The only motive is to be scared of when I am hard, so be motivated.
To whom it may concern, to whom it may concern. I am a sad person because this so-called generation is said to be confused. I see things happening, and when I sit and contemplate, it kills me in the inside. I wonder what have become of us. I see my sisters selling out their body just for a mere ticket to a night party. What has become of us? I see my brothers taking advantage of young girls who could become their wives, perhaps who are pride to their families. What has become of us? What has become of us? I look around myself and I wonder, should death come to us in this situation, what will we tell the Lord Almighty? Dear sister out there listening to me, think about the day when you shall stand in front of your Lord, the day when you shall be questioned for whatever you did in this life. Think about the day when you shall be left alone in your grave. Think about the day when the angel of death shall come to visit you, the day when no mother or father shall protect you. Think about that day. To whom it may concern, listen to the nonsense and take the sense out of my words. This life is illusional. One day you will be gone and the only thing they will say is, she lived, but we don't know what type of legacy she left behind. Think about the day when the angel of death shall come to visit you, dear sister, dear brother. Think of the day when there shall be no parent to protect you from the wrath of the Almighty. Think of that day, to whom it may concern.
My name is Yasin Bande, a student of 12B. Arts Literature as a course. Well, since I joined Press Club, it is an interesting club. I really learned a lot about it, and the coordinators, they motivate students and encourage students to participate in competitions and programs. There are some coordinators who motivate students to be great writers and debaters, poets and poetess in the club. They also help students to promote their vocabularies and idiom interpretation in terms of language in school. Thank you, that's the all.
Majula Damfa, our head girl, what does Press Club mean to you?
Press Club means a lot to me. It is because of Press Club I am able to face crowds, talk anyhow, or maybe express myself to people. So in that sense, Press Club is very helpful.
So since you joined Press Club, what are some of the difficulties you face?
The first time I joined Press Club, I was like somehow nervous to face crowd or to even talk to people in gathering rather. To talk there, it was a bit difficult. But since I became part of Press Club, it was, yeah, alhamdulillah, I'm used to the crowd now.
Poetry, in my view, is defined. It's something that is divine, really. It's very important. In literature, we said it is literature in a metrical form. Others will say it is a literary work that is written in verse. If you look at our two main holy scriptures, which, like I said, the Holy Quran and the Holy Bible, what I realize is they are all written in poetic language. Let's look at the Holy Quran, for example. Suratul Najm, the first 15 verses, for example, A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim, wan najm idha hawa ma dalla sahibukum wa ma ghawa wa ma yantiqu anil hawa in huwa illa wahyun yuha allamahu ash-shadidul quwa dhu mirratin fastawa wa huwa bil ufuqil ahla thumma dana fatadalla wa kana qaba qawsayn aw adna. فأوحى إلى عبده ما أوحى ما كتب الفؤاد ما رأى, etc. But Sadaqallahu Azim. Okay. Now, if you look at these verses, each of these verses, the end rhyming is poetic. No, poetry is one of the attributes of poetry. So this one clearly you can see rhyming in the Holy Quran. All right. In fact, the language of the Holy Quran is written in a condensed form, so it is left, with intelligence to open up to explicate the meaning. And the same thing when you look at the Holy Bible as well. Psalm 23 verse 1, it reads, "The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not be in want." Now, if you look at that verse 2, it's metaphorical. That too is poetic, that the Lord is your shepherd, and that because of so you will not be in want. It means the Lord is your guidance. So you can see both our two scriptures, or two main scriptures, are all written in poetic language. So for me, the importance of poetry cannot be overemphasized. That's why myself, I've been writing poems. Some of them are published, notably the Standard newspaper as well as the Point newspaper. Now you look at poetry from this point of view. Let's look at the Shakespearean, what we call the English bard, William Shakespeare. If you look at his sonnet 18, entitled "Shall I Compare Thee to a Summer's Day?" Line 7 reads, "And every fair from fair sometime decline." Look at that language too. Well summarized. Precisely, he's talking about beauty. That beauty is a temporal attribute. That it is not something that is permanent. It does not last long. So he's just describing beauty in this short and precise form. That and every fair from fair sometime decline. So all these aspects that we should look when we are writing. Little writing, few writings, but when you open up, you see a whole lot of meaning in there. Okay, you look at Richard Ntiru of Uganda, when he was also talking about the pauper. Okay, pauper, craning your eyes in all directions, in no directions. So look at all these lines. These are expressions that are well written. So you need to open up to explicate exactly what the author is trying to drive at. So precisely the importance of poetry cannot be overemphasized, really. Because for me, whenever I hear poetic lines, I feel emotional. It touches me. That's why we want to make this as our first documentary to talk about at least the importance of poetry, even though we've been, motivating, inspiring others to take this area seriously. I'm very much aware that this area is the most difficult area among the three genres of literature. Okay, we have the prose, we have the drama, as well as this poetry. But literary minds will agree that it is the most difficult area. But yet, it is something that we can always do better.